Austin Reeves is heading into one of the most important years of his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. The 26-year-old guard has steadily built a reputation as one of the most reliable secondary scoring options in the league. Last season, he delivered career-high numbers across nearly every category, averaging just over 20 points, nearly 6 assists, and close to 5 rebounds per game. He shot 46% from the field and almost 38% from beyond the arc, proving that his offensive contributions were not only efficient, but also essential to the Lakers' success. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. But while his offensive output gave Los Angeles a crucial boost, his role alongside Luka Doncic on the defensive end raised concerns. Opposing teams were often able to exploit that pairing, and it left the Lakers searching for ways to balance their offensive firepower with defensive stability. Still, Reeves' production was impossible to ignore. His ability to create his own shot, score at all 3 levels, and facilitate for teammates made him one of the most valuable players on the roster outside of the established stars. The bigger story, however, is not just what Reeves brings on the court today, it's what his future might look like. This summer, Reeves and his representatives made headlines when they turned down a 4-year extension worth close to $90 million. According to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, that decision was strategic. By rejecting the offer, Reeves positioned himself to enter unrestricted free agency next summer with the potential to sign a contract worth well over $100 million. That possibility has shifted the conversation in Los Angeles. The Lakers want to keep him. There's no question about that. Governor Jeannie Buss has openly praised his growth, calling him a player who just keeps proving himself over and over again. The front office understands his value, both as a scorer and as a young player who has already exceeded expectations after going undrafted in 2021. But the Lakers also know that the market will be competitive. Around the league, Reeves' offensive versatility is highly coveted. Teams looking for a dependable guard who can handle a significant scoring load will have him high on their priority list. The situation becomes even more complicated when considering the Lakers' roster decisions. If head coach and management lean heavily on Marcus Smart to provide defensive stability in the starting lineup, it could mean moving Reeves to the bench. For a player who has proven he belongs as a starter and who is on the verge of signing a massive new deal, that scenario might make Los Angeles a less appealing long-term home. In that case, it becomes much harder to imagine Reeves staying with the Lakers when other teams are prepared to offer him not only a leading role, but also a major financial commitment. It's worth remembering where this journey began. In 2021, Reeves went undrafted, signing with the Lakers as a rookie free agent. At the time, there were questions about whether he could even carve out a role in the NBA. Since then, he has not only answered those questions, but also reshaped the expectations around his career. His rise from an undrafted rookie to a starter averaging 20 points per game is one of the most notable success stories in recent Lakers history. That growth is exactly why he is now in line for a contract that could triple his earnings and secure his financial future. From the Lakers' perspective, the stakes are clear. They have to decide how much they're willing to invest in Reeves while balancing their broader roster needs. With LeBron James at age 40 still playing at an elite level, the franchise is under pressure to maximize its championship window. Surrounding LeBron with players who can contribute right away is critical. Reeves fits that description perfectly, but the front office also has to weigh the luxury tax implications and the possibility of losing him for nothing in free agency. For Reeves, the equation is equally clear. He has the chance to set himself up for life with a 9-figure contract, but he also has to evaluate where he can thrive the most. Does he stay in Los Angeles, where he has already established himself and enjoys the spotlight that comes with being a Laker? Or does he move on to a new franchise that offers him a bigger role, a more secure starting position, and just as much, if not more, financial reward? As the season begins, all eyes will be on how Reeves performs and how the Lakers manage his role. Every game, every lineup decision, and every shift in production will add fuel to the speculation. What's undeniable is that Austin Reeves has already proven he belongs among the NBA's most impactful guards. Now, he's about to find out just how much that's worth. One thing is certain, the Lakers' decision on Reeves could shape the team's future just as much as it shapes his own. Giannis Antetokounmpo is no stranger to headlines, but even the two-time MVP couldn't hide his shock when news broke that Luka Doncic had been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. In an interview with Greek journalist Haris Stavrow, Antetokounmpo admitted he was blindsided when he learned about the blockbuster deal. "I was getting treatment when a friend told me Luka was a Laker. I was shocked. If Luka can be traded, then anyone can be traded. He just took his team to the finals, and he's only 26. That raw and unfiltered reaction spread quickly across the basketball world. It summed up the disbelief felt not just by fans, but also by players who have watched Doncic dominate the NBA since his arrival in 2018. For years, Doncic was seen as untouchable in Dallas, a franchise cornerstone, the face of the Mavericks, and a player expected to spend his career in Texas. He was coming off multiple All-Star appearances, historic playoff runs, and had already proven he could carry a team deep into contention. And yet, the unthinkable happened. Dallas moved on from its generational talent, sending him to Los Angeles in a move that instantly shifted the NBA landscape. The Lakers, now pairing Doncic with 40-year-old LeBron James, suddenly looked like one of the most dangerous teams in the league. The combination of LeBron's experience, championship pedigree, and leadership with Doncic's youth, creativity, and offensive brilliance gives Los Angeles a duo capable of challenging anyone. For Giannis and the Bucks, that's a serious concern. If Milwaukee hopes to return to the finals, they may now have to go through a Lakers team armed with two of the league's brightest stars. Antetokounmpo's comments also reflect a deeper reality in today's NBA. Loyalty no longer guarantees stability. Even players who appear destined to spend their careers with one franchise can suddenly find themselves in a new uniform. Doncic's trade underscores that point, and Giannis was quick to acknowledge it. His words, "If Luka can be traded, then anyone can be traded," highlight just how fragile the concept of being a franchise player has become. This moment also invites reflection on Giannis's own situation. For months, speculation has surrounded his future in Milwaukee. While he has repeatedly dismissed talk of leaving, the Bucks' financial limitations and lack of draft capital cast a shadow over the team's long-term competitiveness. If Milwaukee fails to remain a legitimate title contender, questions about Antetokounmpo's future will only grow louder. During the same interview, Giannis also shared his thoughts on the ever-debated best player in the world conversation. He named himself Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Jason Tatum as the top 5 players right now. He emphasized his preference for two-way players, mentioning Anthony Edwards and Kawhi Leonard as examples of the kind of all-around impact he values most. These comments serve as another reminder of how highly Giannis regards Doncic. By placing him among the elite, he not only acknowledged the Slovenian star's talent, but also hinted at the potential dominance the Lakers could achieve with Doncic leading the charge. For fans, the trade has injected new energy into the NBA narrative. The idea of Doncic in purple and gold, playing alongside LeBron, brings echoes of past Lakers dynasties built on superstar pairings. For rivals, it creates an even greater sense of urgency to strengthen rosters, knowing that the balance of power may now lean heavily toward Los Angeles. For Giannis personally, the trade might serve as a subtle reminder of the unpredictability of the league he dominates. No player, no matter how successful or beloved, is entirely safe from the business side of basketball. And as Milwaukee looks ahead to an uncertain future, Antetokounmpo's reaction to Doncic's move may be more than just surprise. It may also reflect an unspoken awareness of how quickly his own circumstances could change. The coming season will now be defined by several storylines: how Doncic adapts to life as a Laker, how he and LeBron mesh on the court, and whether Giannis and the Bucks can reassert themselves as championship favorites despite mounting pressure and challenges. What's certain is that Doncic's trade has reshaped the league conversation. For Giannis Antetokounmpo, it was a shocking moment that reminded him and everyone else that in today's NBA, nothing is guaranteed. The Los Angeles Lakers are once again in the middle of trade buzz, and this time the conversation centers around a name that checks two of the team's most pressing needs: shooting and defense. A newly proposed 3-team deal has surfaced that would send Phoenix Suns guard Grayson Allen to Los Angeles, a move that could significantly reshape the Lakers' rotation heading into the season. According to Jake Fisher of the Stein Line, the Suns have been open to discussing potential trades involving Allen and Royce O'Neal. Those conversations are reportedly tied to broader talks around Kevin Durant, and more importantly for Phoenix, the opportunity to reduce their hefty luxury tax bill. Fisher explained that chatter around the Suns' willingness to move Allen has picked up in recent weeks, especially as the franchise looks for ways to manage both its finances and its roster balance. Here's the structure of the proposed deal. The Lakers would acquire Grayson Allen. The Suns would receive guard Gabe Vincent, forward Maxi Kleber, and a 2032 second-round pick from Los Angeles. The Dallas Mavericks are included for salary purposes with Kleber, but they wouldn't receive any additional assets beyond financial balancing. Siddhant Gupta of Fadeaway World, who floated the idea, emphasized how Allen would immediately fit into the Lakers' plans. In his view, the Lakers would finally secure a reliable three-point specialist who can defend on the perimeter, while the Suns would add depth, toughness, and cap flexibility. For Los Angeles, the appeal is obvious. Grayson Allen is a proven shooter who thrives in a high-volume role. Last season with Phoenix, he shot an impressive 42.6% from three-point range on significant attempts. He averaged 10.6 points, 3 rebounds, and just over 2 assists per game. But beyond the raw numbers, his efficiency stood out. His 60% effective field goal rate ranked among the best in the league for guards, showing that his production wasn't a fluke. For a Lakers roster that has often struggled to space the floor consistently, that skill set is invaluable. In today's NBA, having reliable perimeter shooting around star players is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. With Allen spotting up on the outside, defenses can no longer collapse fully on LeBron James, now 40 years old, when he drives to the basket, or on Luka Doncic when he orchestrates the offense from the perimeter. Eddie Batar broke it down further, noting that Allen's shooting doesn't just add points, it changes the geometry of the floor. By stretching defenses, Allen creates wider driving lanes for LeBron James, giving him room to attack the rim. At the same time, Luka Doncic benefits from increased spacing to operate as a playmaker, while DeAndre Ayton gains more one-on-one opportunities in the paint. In short, Allen's presence forces opponents to make difficult choices, leave him open and risk giving up a three, or stay glued to him and leave the lane exposed for the Lakers' stars. For Phoenix, the motivation to move Allen is different but equally clear. The Suns are facing one of the league's highest payrolls, and ownership has been looking for ways to bring costs under control. Trading Allen accomplishes 2 goals. First, it reduces their financial obligations, easing the luxury tax burden. Second, it provides valuable depth pieces that can address other roster needs. In Gabe Vincent, the Suns would acquire a guard who brings toughness, defensive grit, and steady ball handling. While his season with the Lakers was disrupted by injuries, Vincent has proven in the past, especially during Miami's playoff runs, that he can step up in big moments. For a Suns team built around Devin Booker and Bradley Beal in the backcourt, Vincent offers a reliable option off the bench who can both defend and initiate offense. Maxi Kleber, meanwhile, gives Phoenix size and defensive versatility in the frontcourt. He has experience guarding multiple positions, stretches the floor with his shooting, and adds much-needed depth behind Kevin Durant and Jusuf Nurkic. On top of that, the 2032 second-round pick gives Phoenix a low-cost asset that could be useful down the road, either as a developmental player or as a trade chip in future deals. From Los Angeles' perspective, the timing of this potential move is critical. The Lakers have already made notable additions this offseason. Marcus Smart was brought in to strengthen the perimeter defense and provide leadership, while DeAndre Ayton was added to bolster rim protection and rebounding. Both of those acquisitions address glaring weaknesses from last season. However, one hole has remained unfilled: consistent three-point shooting. The Lakers have cycled through shooters in recent years, but few have offered both efficiency and reliability. Too often, the team has relied heavily on LeBron James to create spacing through sheer gravity, with mixed results. Grayson Allen changes that equation. He doesn't just knock down threes, he forces defenses to respect him every time he's on the floor. There is also a durability factor to consider. Allen, now 29, has established himself as a consistent contributor over multiple seasons. He's not a superstar, but he fills a defined role with precision. For a Lakers roster that has often been criticized for its lack of reliable role players, his addition would be a step toward building a more complete and cohesive team. In the end, this proposed deal seems to check boxes for both teams. The Lakers would address their most pressing need with a shooter who fits seamlessly alongside their core. The Suns would reduce financial pressure while gaining depth and flexibility. And the Mavericks, though not receiving any major pieces, would serve as a facilitator to make the numbers work. The bottom line is this: the Lakers have defense and rim protection in place, but they still need a reliable outside threat. Grayson Allen could be the missing piece. And if Phoenix is serious about cutting costs, this type of trade could bring real benefits for both sides.